at my expense. My Lord, it's difficult, yeah, but anyway, that's what it says.
What's difficult?
I'm saying the things that are said, they're insulting, but be that as it may, the date and time, my Lord, it's 2013 October 11, time is 10:14:06 seconds AM, status read, storage device, type incoming and folder inbox.
Olandelayo ke ubuya kuyona ke inamba u2782704435 umlayezo uthi ke okubike ukuthi ke umndeni wakhe ke awufundileke ukuthi ke ungathi ke udileke nazo ke izinto eziphathelene ke nemedia baphapha nje ukakhulukazi uma wakhe ofuna ukuthi adume ngami 2013 1011 101406 wafundwa ke umlayezo lowo wagcinwa kuona ke emakhalekhukhwini kwakumlayezo owathunyelwa.
The next one, my Lord, says telephone from 2782 7044 358. The text reads as follows: I don't know what he wants to do. He can go if he wants to. The date, my Lord, is 2013 October 11, time 10:14:34 seconds AM. Status read, storage device, type incoming, and the folder it's inbox, my Lord.
Ulandelayo ubuya kuyona ke inamba 2782 7044 umlayezo uthi ke angazi ukuthi ufuna ukwenzani, angahamba uma efuna. Isikhathi 2013 1011 1014 nama seconds out 34.
Then the next one, my Lord, says telephone from 2782 7044 358. The text reads as follows: I've given him a choice to leave and told him I never want him to choose between me and his family. The date is 2013 October the 11th, time 10:18 10 seconds AM. Status read, storage device, type incoming, and the folder it's inbox, my Lord.
Olandelayo yona ke number 27827044 umlayezo uthi ke nikezele kuyena ke ukuthi ke ahambe, ngamtshela ke ukuthi futhi angifisi noma angifuni ukuthi ke akhetheke phakathi kwami kanye nomndeni wakhe. 2013 1011 isikhathi 10:18 nama seconds out 10.
The next one at the bottom of the page, which will go to page 10, my Lord, starts with telephone from 2782 7044 358, and the text reads as follows: LOL. I just want this whole it's an insulting word, my Lord. I don't. Should I read it? What is in my Lord?
Who is insulting who?
She's sending a message to Zandi, but it's I'll read it as it says, my Lord.
Yeah, but I want to know who's insulting who, because you're saying the messages come from this specific number which ends with 358.
So the number 358 is the number of Miss Kelly Khumalo. Yes, and she's talking to the sister.
Oh,
so the person that has been discussed is the deceased, but it's the discussions between the two sisters.
That's so.
Yes.
Oh, I see. Okay.
Yes.
Now you don't have to read it, because at the time Senzo was still alive.
Yes, he was alive.
Yeah, fine.
This time. All right. Huh?
Are you done?
No, I'm not done. Okay. So the date of this message, my Lord, says 2013 December 31. At the time, it's 11:15:51 seconds AM. The status is read, storage device, type incoming, and the folder it's inbox, my Lord.
Olandelayo ke umlayezo buya kona ke le number 27827044 iyasho ke ukuthi ke ngifisa nje konke lokhu, kodwa ke kunegama akashilo noma ke elibhaliwe ke khona la singasilona ukuthi igama elifanelekile ukuthi singalishho ke ukuthi ngifisa nje konke lokhu ukuthi ke sekungaphela isikhathi kwango 2013 12:31 11:15 51 AM nokuthi umlayezo wafundwa ke bechaza ke uma ekushoke lokhu ufakaza ukuthi ke lana ke ile number ekuthiwa yakhe ke uMiss Kelly Khumalo ukhuluma naye ke udadewabo kodwa babekhuluma ngaye ke umufi wayisaphila futhi ke ngaleso sikhathi leso.
The next one, my Lord, says telephone from 2782 7044 358. The text reads as follows: I'm emotionally drained. I sometimes feel that sense of brought a dark cloud in my life, and I can almost hate myself for not succeeding in getting rid of him via SMS, and the SMS will not go. I feel like God is deliberately sabotaging me by keeping this man in my life.
Olandelayo ke ubuya kabuyona ke le number 27827044 358 ukuthi-ke ngokwasemoyeni-ke nje ngikhatheleke ngezinye nje iy'nkathi-ke ngizwa nje ingathi-ke usenzo waletha ife elimnyama empilweni yami. Ngezinye iy'nkathi-ke kube nokuyizonda-ke ngokuthi ngingazange-ke ngiphumeleleke ekuthini-ke ngihlukaneke naye noma-ke ngimgudluzeke ngayo i-SMS nje ayihambanga noma ayizange ihambe. Ngizwa ingathi-ke uNkulunkulu-ke sengathi into nje ayenza-ke ngamabomu-ke ukuthi-ke agcine le ndoda empilweni yami.
The date, my lord, of this test was 2013 December the 31st, and time it's 11:24:31 seconds a.m. Status read, storage it's a device, and the type it was an incoming message, the folder inbox.
Kwakuyi-message-ke leya ngo-2013 ngeyi-31 kena-ke uDisemba isikhathi 11:24 nama-seconds awu-31 a.m. ekuseni.
And then the next one, my lord, says telephone from 278270444358. The text reads as follows: "Oh yeah, laughing. I can't wait for the day he is no longer in my heart." The time was 2013. Sorry, the date, my lord, 2013 December the 31st. The time was 11:31:01 seconds a.m. Status read, storage was the device. The type it was an incoming message, and the folder is inbox, my lord.
Number 278270444358 umlayezo-ke uthi oya yahleka-ke angikwazi-ke ukuthi ngalinda-ke usuku la engaseyona-ke ingxenye noma-ke engasekho enhliziyweni yami. Yathunyelwa-ke ngo-2013 ngeyi-31 kuDisemba isikhathi 11:31 ne-second elilodwa.
The next message, the next readings, my lord, on page 11 reads as follows: telephone from 278270444358. The text reads as follows: "All I can do is hope and pray that each day I am getting closer to my day of being free from him." The date is 2013 December the 31st. The time is 11:41:16 seconds a.m. Status read, storage device, type incoming, and the folder is inbox, my lord.
Yona inamba kuseyona-ke 278270444358. Umlayezo uthi-ke engingakwenza ukuthemba nokuthandaza-ke ukuthi-ke ilanga nelanga ngiyasondela-ke ekuthini ngiyasondela-ke kusuku noma-ke usuku lwami luyasondela-ke lokuthi ngikhululeke kuyena. Kwakungo-31 kuDisemba 2013 isikhathi 11:41 nama-seconds awu-16.
Yes. The next thing that so the readings, my lords, ended because Kenya Stain then extracted. He placed some other.
No, let's leave those. I was just interested in the messages, and the reason I was interested in the messages because you say in 8225, taking into account all these facts, an inference can be drawn that she meant killing him, and that inference you drew from these 12-13 messages that we have read.
Yes, some of them, my lord.
Yes.
I think the entire context, the entire downloading might be more than this. I think Kenya Stain extracted some of it,
Yes.
but yes, this covers the inference that I drew, my lord. That's what she meant.
Bengifuna nje ukuthi-ke ufundeke lawo ama-message ngoba uyasho-ke ukuthi-ke wena-ke wila usuthola khona-ke kula ma-message ukuthi-ke wayefuna-ke noma kwaba isifiso sakhe-ke sokuthi ambulale. Uyasho-ke ukuthi lokho kula ma-message awu-12 noma awu-13 amanye awo-ke ngoba-ke akusiwona-ke onke lana ephelele. Ngicabanga ukuthi nje uKenya Stain wakhipha athize.
And the last sentence on 8225, just before the commissioning part on paragraph 5, it says, "I hereby apply for the warrant of arrest for uKelly Khumalo on charges of conspiracy to commit murder and murder." You see that?
I do see that, my lord.
And in relation to that, you then completed the J50 form. Is that correct?
Yes, I did, my lord.
Lana-ke kufundeka ngalendlela-ke manje-ke sengenza isicelo-ke sokubopha-ke yena-ke uKelly Khumalo-ke kwinsolo noma-ke kumacala-ke icala lokubulala kanye futhi nokuhlanganyela-ke ukuhlela ukubulala. Yebo, ila manje sengenza khona-ke noma ngibhala khona-ke leyo J50.
And that J50 is in your index, it will be A226. The statement is A225. The J50 form will be A226.
Yes, I recall the index is correct, my lord.
Yebo-ke leyo J50 leyo-ke kuzoba u-A226 njengoba isitatimende lesi sona u-A225.
And just in passing, I don't want to belabor this point. You say then you did not execute. You went to this length to make this statement to complete the J50. but you did not execute or take the J50 plus the affidavit to the magistrate because this was prosecutorial driven investigation. What then happened? Because you were explaining something along those lines on Friday.
No. It's yeah. So the correct context, my lord, I said it was my view that this is what we have. I think maybe if I can, without so that I can put it in the correct context. I said prior to the accused being indicted by the DPP, it was my initial proposal that based on what we have, she must be charged together with these 5 accused. But it was clear on our interaction that from the prosecution side, there's further investigation that must be done. That led me to this statement 225 that Mr. Admissibility is going through now, my lord, where I then came to say this is the further evidence that we have now collected, the cell phones and so forth. But as I said, it was a procedural-driven investigations. It was provided what I have, the application, and through the discussion, I was advised to hang on to it at that stage, my lord.
Okwenzeka ke lana ke mayelana ke nokuthi ke nangaphambilini kokuthi ke abasolwa ke labo bahlanu abaphambi kwenkantolo bayobikelela ke imantshi la engasho ke noma mangikhulumisana nabo ke abashushisi ukuthi ke naye ke akabe ingxenye ke aboshwe abe ingxenye ke basebethi ke abashushisi aqhubekeke ngophenyo ila manje bhala khona 5 ngisho ukuthi nakuke obunye ke ubufakazi ke noma ke uphenyo olwenzekile ke base ngitshelwa ke ukuthi cha angibe ngimake mayelana nalokho.
So in essence, my lord, the decision, my decision as a police officer is to investigate and do what exactly I did. You investigate, you compile your statement, you apply the J50. The process of the J50 in terms of authorization, then obviously the NPA and the judiciary then kicks in. So you simply make an application. If there's no blessings, that's how it is, my lord. I can't take it further than that.
Okwenzeka yonke ukuthi mina ke nanjengephoyisa ke ukuphenya ke ilokho engakwenza ke ngaphenya ke bese manje ke iJ50 lena ke incwadi ke yokuthi ke umuntu aboshwe ke ila manje sengena khona ke laba abashushisayo kanye futhi ke noma ke imanje noma ke mhlambe ke ijaji ke ila mina ke okwamkuphela khona lapho uma ngabe ke kungekho ke isibusise sikhona ke iqhubeka ke akukho engakwenza ngindlule kulokho.
Now, before I proceed on to the next aspect that has got to do with the reasons now where you stated that after carefully perusing and studying the docket, you then came to a realization that there were indeed intruders in the house, and then you gave certain grounds and reasons in your evidence in chief, and you stated that those were your personal reasons, correct?
Yes, guided by what was contained in the docket, my lord. But just to close this chapter of the warrant, my lord, to close it in the right context, because I want it to be understood in that context. It wasn't to say when there was no blessing from the NPA, there was a rejection. It was a question of saying, perhaps get some more, perhaps the issues of timing. It was a strategic decision that was taken during our interaction. But the position was not to say the NPA is against. Discussions that occurred between us, and I can't discuss them in this court, my lord, but it wasn't a refusal to say she should not be charged at some stage.
Ngiyalivala ke udaba lolu kumayela ke nalo indaba ke noma ke udaba lolu lokuboshwa kwakhe ke uMr Khumalo kwangasi ukuthi ke iNPA nanjengoba sasikhulumisana ukuthi kwakuyikunqaba kubona ukuthi cha akangaboshwa ke ngaleso sikhathi leso, kodwa ke nanjengoba sasiqhubeka ke sixoxisana noma sikhulumisana ke ngaleso sikhathi leso ke bathi cha kwakungesona ke isikhathi.
Yes, sorry, Mr. Admissibility, I just wanted to say that. Sorry.
Now, just on an aspect that I touched on last week regarding 375, recall I asked you who is the A1 in 375, and you stated that it was Warrant Officer Makubo.
My response, my lord, was to say, according to the system, yes, Warrant Officer Makubo is the complainant. That's what I said, my lord.
Uma bengiphendula ke mayelana ke naludaba A1 owa kwakuyena uMkumangale kwidokote u375 ngitheke kuloko kuvela kwisystem uyena Warrant Officer Makubo.
Now, as you correctly stated that you had access, and by access you qualified it that one of the times was when disclosure was required to be made for the defense team herein of 375, and indeed I do have the A1 statement of Warrant Officer Makubo in Foslora's case 375 of 01/2019. It was commissioned on the 22nd of January 2019, and the commissioner is a Joyce Busisiwe Buthelezi. It's a two-page statement, my lord, with leave of the court. if I can just read the A1 to the Brigadier. Do you have a copy, Brigadier?
I don't have it now, my lord. So yes, I appreciate if perhaps you can just.
I've got a copy with me that is not marked.
Thank you, my lord. Yes, I now have one.
It reads on top, First Orders Cast 375 of 01/2019 says, I, the undersigned warrant officer Mishek Makubo, do hereby state under oath as follows that, and paragraph 1, I employed as a detective warrant officer by the South African Police Services attached to 165 Mayor Street, Germiston, DPCI, Gauteng Province. I'm currently one of the 4 investigating officers in this matter and have 24 years experience in this field. He gives his contact details that we want to reveal in this court. Paragraph 2.
Usually when one wants to prove the entirety of the statement, we want it to be proven first through the person who made it, my lord. But it would appear that my learned friend wants to place the entire statement on record without having followed that process. Brigadier uGininda, my lord, is not the person to commission the statement or cannot vouch to the correctness thereof, but the entirety of the statement is put to him. We submit, my lord, with the greatest of respect that will not be proper. There's nothing wrong in perhaps putting certain portions of the statement to him for comment, but to try and put the statement in total record we submit, it's not proper.
Yes, Mr. Admissibility.
My lord, let me do this. Mr. Mgomezulu has indicated that this witness will be called later. Perhaps let me leave this statement from the Brigadier so that when he comes, this can be put first on record.
But you shall have cross-examined, that's the point.
Sorry, my lord.
You shall have cross-examined.
That's okay, my lord.
Are you with me?
Yes.
You can't wait or rely on another counsel.
Yeah.
So you must decide. It's different if you want to use that statement to say to this court, you are going to call Mr. Makubo, Warrant Officer Makubo, as a witness. Then that's different. Then it can be provisionally admitted under those circumstances.
Now,
but if you don't make that...
No, that's not my intention. Those are not my instructions.
But then the friend is correct.
So it's Mr. Mgomezulu perhaps was here because he's the one that indicated that he's going to call it. If I can have it back, Brigadier, let's move on. Thank you. Now, let's go to Brigadier, to some of the reasons why you say there were intruders. And by asking you this, let me be upfront from the beginning. I'm asking as a cross-examiner for clarification purposes. My instructions are very clear from accused number 2, that he was not in the house, he was not involved in the commission of the offense. By therefore asking you about these reasons, I'm asking you as a cross-examiner. It does not come from Mr. Ntanzi that he knows something about what transpired in that house.
Understood, my lord.
Imibuzo engizokubuza yona ke mayelana njengoba usho-ke wena ngezathu ukuthi-ke kwangani-ke uthi kunabantu abangena endlini kukateleke engitshela uyena-ke engimele umsolo wesibili ukuthi yena-ke akazi okwenzeka laphaya wayengekho laphayana mangikubuza-ke akubuyi kuyena-ke uMr. Ntanzi ngikubuza ngoba yimina obuza imibuzo.
Now, one of the reasons that you mentioned, and I'm going to request you, because I don't want to misquote you, where I misquote you, put the correct context on some of the reasons that you gave that I may misquote you or misapprehend you on, right?
Right, understood.
Now, the first one you say is, according to the statements of the witnesses, a robbery of a cell phone belonging to Kelly Khumalo was taken by the robbers. Do you recall that?
Yes, well, I don't remember the exact context how I put it, my lord, but the essence of that submission is that there were allegations that the cell phone was taken, and I indicated why do I believe that indeed it was taken, my lord.
Ushilo ukuthi esinye seyizathu sokuthi ukholeleke ukuthi nabantu abangena ukuthi-ke ofakazi-ke bayasho-ke ukuthi-ke labo abantu abangena-ke bathatha-ke noma-ke babamnkunzi-ke umakhalekhukhwini wakhe uKelly Khumalo. Angisakhumbula ukuthi indlela-ke engiyibeke ngayo, kodwa-ke zazikhona-ke iy'nsolo ukuthi yebo-ke wathatha.
The context was the following. You had stated that after the incident, the phone numbers and the people that were in the house congregated at clinics, bar the one cell phone that is 2498 that registered at Moleleki Tower. That is within that context that you stated this. Now, this phone allegedly at Moleleki, would you have any knowledge who was in possession of that phone at Moleleki?
Personal knowledge or based on the docket, my lord?
Yes.
Maybe let's. So, well, my lord, what is contained in the docket and is contained in the confession of accused Mr. Ramsipile's client. He says the phone was taken by accused 3 from him. He says he took the phone from the house and then it was taken from him by accused 3 as they were driving back. That's what is contained in the docket.
Manje ke umakhalekhukhwini lona ke oxoshwa ke ithawa leyana ke imuleleki ke ubani owayewuphethe usefuna ukwazi ke ukuthi ke usho engikwaziyo mina noma ke kwimininingwane esedokotini kodwa ke uyona ke confession noma ke statement sakhe umsolo wesibili okuyi client yakhe uMr. Ramsipile ukuthi uyena owathatha umakhalekhukhwini endlini wase uthathwa kuyena ke umsolo wesithathu.
In the context of the phones, my lord, what I said was that in convincing me that indeed they were intruders, one could see that the phone, and I refer to the runaway phone, the phone that disappeared, before this incident took place, was in the same tower with all other phones. So one tower picked them up prior to this incident. They were in the same tower. After the incident happened, when the other phones were moving towards the clinics, and I even said, my lord, the people who were there, who were in the house, were accounted for in the clinics in terms of what they were saying, who was there and so forth, including the deceased. But this particular phone, the runaway phone, took a different direction, and I indicated, my lord, that it then ended up at this tower of Moleleki. Yet the people who were in the house, supported by the phone, I know we even had a discussion as to whether Mom's phone was there or not, but I said they were in the clinics. In particular, I was focusing on Longwe because it was said Longwe is the shooter, and I said his phone, for the fact, was picked up in the clinics, supported by the tracker system of his vehicle that places in the manlet.
Mayelana kumase sikhuluma ke ngalo ke udaba lolu lama phones nokuthi ke axoshwa wabaphike amathawa noma yipi ithawa ngaphambilini kwesigameko ukuthi isigameko senzeke ke konke lama phone lana ke aye ngaphansi ke kwethawa eyodwa kodwa ke emuva ke kwesiganeko ama phones amanye la abantu ababesendlini ke ngoba ke ubufakazi buyasho ukuthi ke bahamba ke baya ke e-clinics kufaka naye ke ulongo ngoba ke insolo zazithi ke ulongo kuyena ke owadubula kanye futhi ke netracker ukuthi ke nemoto yakhe etholakala khona lapho ke e-clinics kodwa lona wona umakhalekhukhwini sikhuluma ngawo ke okuwona owathathwa ke wona wase uthatha ke i-direction ehlukileke emuva kokuthi isigameko sesenzekile.
Yes.
Now, when you inherited this phone and in this investigation, this aspect of the runaway phone, did you personally interview Kelly Khumalo about it?
No, I didn't. As I said, my lord, and I've put it, my lord, in stages that the first part was a first fact-finding mission. In other ways, to draw up an investigation plan, one needed to know whether, in terms of the second allegation, that is prior reading the docket, whether the investigation must be directed to the people who inside the houses, the perpetrators, or indeed to the intruders. So the first phase, when I was dealing with this aspect, was when we were dissecting the docket to establish whether there is evidence in the docket indicating whether they were intruders or not. So it is at that stage, my lord, and I couldn't interview Ms. Kelly Khumalo, anyone. I didn't interview anyone because I didn't want to be contaminated or influenced by those people. I wanted to rely on what is contained factually on the docket. So what I said is based on what I found on the docket, not on what somebody told me, my lord.
Ingabe ke mayelana nalo daba lolu ke waba nayo yini inhlolo khona noma ke interview naye ke uMr. Kelly Khumalo mayelana nalo makhalekhukhwini ke owathathwa ke endlini cha zokhumbuka ukuthi eqaleni ngishilo ke ukuthi ke kwakuwukuthola ke ukuthi kahle kahle yini eyenzeka ngoba ke ukuthi mhlambe bakhona yini abantu ababingenile khona lapho noma babengekho kubhekwe labantu ababesendlini yini ngangingekho kwisimo sokuthi ke ngaba ne-interview naye ke uMr. Kelly Khumalo noma ubani ke ngoba ngangafuni ke ukuthi ke kube nomthelela ke obakhona ke kodwa mina ke ngihambe ngokwalokho noma ngifunde imininingwane le ekhona kulona idokodo.
My lord, I can also just add that if there was any evidence in the docket suggesting that there were no intruders, I can tell this court without any uncertainty that we were going to pursue that investigation. There is no way I would have taken a different direction when evidence points me, you'll be breaking the law. That's the simple essence of it.
Uma ngingayitshela ke lenkantolo uma kuukuthi kwakunobufakazi okhona kulona idokodo ukuthi cha babengekho abantu abangena endlini ngangeke ke mina ke ngiphume ngolunye uhlangothi ke kodwa ke idokodo noma information ekudokodo ithi cha babengekho abantu abangena endlini bengizolandela lokho engikujola idokodo ngingalandeli ke okunye ngoba ke lokho nje ngamazwi nje alula ukuphula umthetho lokho.
Yes.
Okay, I'm just looking for one aspect that I want to refer you to regarding the so-called runaway phone. I'll come back to that. Okay, I've got it. If I may refer you, Brigadier, to the statement of Nompilo Melangwani Sangweni, who is one of the neighbors that was staying in Mzamo section at 13255 Bongani Street, Mzamo Straight View. It will be A94
A94.
of your index.
A94.
And it was commissioned on the 10th of January 2015 by the Commissioner Angel Mtetwa, who is a captain in the South African Police Services.
A94.
Yes, Nompilo Sangweni.
But I have an idea, my lord, of what Mr. It's a statement by the traditional doctor.
Yes, that's
Yes,
right.
I have an idea. I'll find it, my lord. But I know it's a lady. She's a traditional doctor from not far from the Khumalo's house. So I'll find it. I've got an idea.
Just in relation to the phone, because I'm not going to, it's a four-page statement that is typed out, so it's quite lengthy. I don't want to refer you to the whole contents. I'll only refer you to paragraph 14 thereof relating to the runaway phone,
Yes, my lord, I'm listening.
which says, before Kelly left, she had told me that the criminals got inside the house and pretended as if they wanted her cell phone. But she was surprised because they did not take the phone. They only killed Senzo. She found the phone next to the door after they had left.
That's a good place, man.
What's your time?
You know, once again, we're back to the same problem.
Yeah, I can see
Hearsay,
that.
double hearsay evidence.
Are you going to call the lady? When they say it's a traditional doctor.
I'm not sure whether she's alive or not. That's the
Hello?
next question. I'm not even sure whether she is still present. I'll find out from the brigadier.
No, I'm just interested. Are you calling her? That's what I want to know.
I'll find out from the brigadier if she's still available. Then I'll tell the court after the short adjournment.
I see.
Yes.
What's your time, sir?
It was 12, madam.
12.
Yes.
Okay, 15 minutes then.